Hi, Les from Retired and Living the Dream. And today's video is going to be about don't rent your house out to the government for rent. Now this isn't a new thing, it's all over the news. I think that the fact that the government are renting 16,000 houses to house the migrant situation, get them out of the hotels and move them into houses. Now I rented my house out 22 years ago, so it isn't a new system, and they're guaranteed to rent it off me for 5 years. And I thought at the time, wow, this is good. This is long before all of the problems that are around now. It's a much more tense situation now with what's happening. But 22 years ago, I rented this property out to students. Well, 23 years ago, should I say, rented out to students. And my first year renting out to students, they caused some damage to the house. They broken the beds and they ripped the sofa type of thing. But then, and the university said fair wear and tear. So I wasn't happy at that. And at the time, a government official came up to me and asked me whether I'd rent my house out to the government to house refugees, and it would be on a 5-year basis. And first of all, they offered me £500 a year more than what the university was paying for me. So £500 a year more. Bear in mind, 22 years ago, wasn't a lot of money. And I said, no. So then they offered me £1,000. So I mulled it over and thinking the trouble I had with the university, and so the government, if they take it over for 5 years, and they said, oh, we'll give you the house back in the same condition that you give us it. So anyway, drew the contract up. I took it to my solicitor, and the solicitor says, you're on the winner list, you can't lose. So I said, okay, that sounds good. So the government official gave me all the information that I needed to do, and by goodness did I have to do a lot of alterations to the property to get it up to the standard that the government wanted. Because I was renting out with students, and they wanted more protection for the migrants than they did for the students. E.g., they wanted smoke seal strips around all the fire doors, fire door closers, new beds, new bedding, new mattresses, new duvets, new carpets, new settee. Absolutely everything was spanking brand new. And the government official came to sign it off for that day, and I always remember him, and I'll never ever forget. He came in his pinstripe suit with his clipboard. I can't do a posh accent because I'm not a posh person, but in his posh accent said, we cannot sign the house off, Les, because at the minute there are several things missing for me to be able to sign this house off. And I'm thinking, well, I've given you everything. I've done everything that you wanted, everything that was on the list. I've done absolutely everything. What's missing? He said, we need 5 face cloths and 5 pudding forks. Yeah, pudding forks. I said, you're joking, you're having a laugh, aren't you? And he said, no. He said, once you get them items, I can sign it off and we'll rent it off you for 5 years. Straight out, got some forks, some pudding forks, 5 face cloths, and he signed it off. He said, okay, he said, we'll take care of it now for 5 years. And I've got to turn around and say for 5 years I never heard from them, until I got the letter say that they were going to give me the house back after 5 years. The house was trashed, absolutely. The fat was all in the kitchen, on the floor, up the walls, on the units. The whole kitchen wanted throwing out. It was disgusting. It was disgustingly horrible. The sofa was broken, all the beds were broken, the side cabinets, everything had to be thrown out. So I went to see the solicitor, and I said, remember me? I said, you said I can't lose. They'll give me the house back in the same condition as they rented it off me. Solicitor's words exactly, and I'll never ever forget them. Les, government, big pockets, you're going to lose. He said, of course I'll take it to court for you. He said, but you're going to lose. He said, the government will draw it out, and he said it's going to cost you more in the long run than it is to repair the damage that's been done already. So you should take it on the chin and just get on with it. So it cost me over £5,000 to put the property right again, and then I sold the property. So for those people who are thinking about renting their property out to the government, be careful, because at the end of the day, it's one of them things. If it sounds too good to be true, then it is. And this renting your property out to the government for 5 years sounds easy, but no, it isn't. And even more so now with the anger of people, the shortage of houses and things like that, you're just going to get bad feeling for renting your house out to the migrants. We're in a whole different kettle of fish now than we were 22 years ago. But 22 years ago, I was offered that deal for 5 years, and I would say anybody that's thinking about it, don't do it. It's not worth the hassle. Certainly nowadays, now anyway, with all the bad feeling of people, it's worse now than it was 22 years ago. So that's my quick video with regard to don't do it. So from Les, retired and live the dream, bye for now.